Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Today, it's all about self-care, right? After the holiday weekend, we could use some more of that extra type of day off and maybe relaxing, indulging, and taking care of ourselves for once. And, we have MKG parent coach here and owner and founder, Merri Guggisberg, joining us here from St. Paul, Minnesota, to talk more about the work she does as a parent coach and, of course, to help not only parents, children, their caregivers, and so much more. Welcome back, Merri. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Jill. Great to be with you today, too. And how are you?
I'm doing well, hon. Thanks so much. Got some relaxation in, even though I had a party, I had to clean up the next day, but it was all good.
That's part of that celebration. Love it.
Yeah. So say hello and introduce yourself to, new time listeners.
Thank you. Merri Guggisberg. I'm the owner and founder of MKG Parent Coach. And what I get to do, I'm thrilled to be able to do, is help parents bring M, mindfulness, K, kindness, and G, gratitude into every parenting situation. Now, why do I do this? Because parents, we know our kids don't come with instruction manuals.
Mm-hmm.
And we all need to enhance our toolkit. How do we walk into those celebrations and challenges of raising kiddos?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of that. Please, I'm with you on this one.
It's great. So what I was hoping we could really talk about today is using the word self-care can just trigger in some people, right? For some people, it's they put so much pressure on themselves. They almost, I would say, they should on themselves. I should be doing fill in the blank. I should be doing the yoga class. I should be making mom's group. I should, fill my calendar with X, Y, and Z that looks like I'm doing self-care. And what I really want to focus in on is being mindful.
Mm-hmm.
Practicing that. How am I showing up? And what am I modeling to my kiddos? I had a client once say to me, Merri, self-care is a foreign word. It's just like a foreign language. I don't even understand what you're saying. And she chuckled like, ha, no one has time for self-care. But I think we've put self-care in a really odd place that we're like, oh, it means bubble bath and bonbons. It means, and it doesn't. I want to just empower parents to know that self-care is taking time and reflecting. I had a call this morning and a parent was like, I'm still processing COVID. Mm-hmm. Sending my kiddo to school with a mask, reminding my elementary kiddo to put the mask on, to be comfortable, to try and help them get comfortable in their own skin when mom's anxieties are going through the roof, right? Oh my gosh, we don't know about this virus. We don't know what's going to happen. So when I want to just empower parents in this little quick message is self-care. I want to just encourage you, surround yourself with healthy friendships. That 1 hour that you might spend once a week in person, on a Zoom, whatever that one time is, surround yourself with people that just love and care for you as you. They bring that warmth. They warm your heart. That modeling to your kiddos helps show when friendships get tricky for them. Mm-hmm. You have that circle of care for you, because self-care is, how do they say that, right? Self-care is not a challenge. Go for it.
Self-care is not selfish. I'm trying to think of the words. I'm trying to help you. Sorry.
I was trying to remember. Yes, thanks for helping me. And exactly, it is so important.
And now how do we get there? What do we do? Because I'm telling you, my sister used to tell me I'm selfish. The things I want to do, I'm like, that's what's important to me. Maybe you don't enjoy doing that, but to me, I'm trying to take care of myself to make me feel good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that example. Yeah, because Jill, I was going to ask you what you do for self-care. It is knowing how to set those boundaries. So when someone is pushing on it, maybe it's that just showing up with curiosity and going, honey, what do you wonder about self-care? Oh, if it's you're seeing me as setting boundaries as a challenge,
yeah.
How about yourself? How can I help you embrace self-care? I mean, at our core, our whole internal body feels better, right? If we're taking care of our head and heart. So now I can show up as a mom and just be present. I have taken that time. And we know some people really thrive in meditation or yoga or whatever their practice is. I'm just encouraging, have those healthy friendships that are also going to carry you when the wind is out of your own sail.
It's so true. You got to find that support system. Not everybody has it, hence where you come in.
Right, my dear. Just before we go there, how do you, what's some of your self-care? If you have one, and if not, no
No,
shame.
well,
Just
my
wondering.
self-care turns into, honestly, I'm not big into getting my hair and nails done, but every 6 months or 3 months, I want to get that done. And I'm always busy. And my sister finds that to be selfish. You're getting your nails done. I said, have you seen them? Like now they're probably 2.5 months grown out, but it makes me feel good. So it is a little something for myself. And to get a pedicure to remove the calluses from my feet. That's what I do. Lately, can I be honest with you? My self-care, I like, right, well, because it's been summer, so the kids were staying up late. I would lay in bed before them and watch Firefly Lane on Netflix. Like I felt like I never watch TV. I never do anything for myself. I go to bed with my kids. We close the lights and we all go to bed together. I started doing that. And then when I wake up every day, though, I do this still 5 minutes. I give myself 5 minutes. And to me, it's self-care. I lay there before I wake up. Before I think about the hectic day, I just thank myself, gratitude for being alive, what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a better parent. I'm going to not yell. I'm going to, if I just to think about it, to keep myself a little calm. So people say you can't meditate. I don't have time. Even 5 minutes does the job. Just my opinion.
I thank you for sharing that, because that gratitude practice,
Mm-hmm.
it's a great way to start and end the day. I love that idea of, before I get out of bed, that's my intention for today, is just, I am going to show up and just listen. Show up. I like to guide parents to show up with that curiosity ear. Just sit in wonder. I wonder why my kiddo just threw a temper tantrum. I wonder why he bonked his sister today. I mean, what's bubbling up in you, honey? And just wondering.
Yeah.
So setting intention is a beautiful part of self-care. And then closing the day with, what were challenges today? How did you walk through those challenges? Some people journal, right? Some people have note cards that they read before they close their eyes at night. And sometimes it's just pausing and taking that breath. That's practicing mindfulness, which I see as self-care.
I like that. I do. And again, everyone has their own definition. And there's other suggestions that we can learn. What other ways would you say people can find self-care?
Yeah. So for me, mine is being in nature. So every morning, yes, before I get out of bed, I do the practicing of my own gratitude. I am a faith-filled person, so mine is prayer. And then I have a four-legged family member, and we hit a trail and we walk for a good about 3 miles every morning. Now, you all heard I'm from Minnesota, so it gets pretty cold some of the months of the year here. We're in a heat stretch right now, but tomorrow it's already going to break and we'll be back to typical fall weather. I love being in nature, and it's that opportunity to just appreciate the changing seasons, appreciate those that we cross paths with. Hey, I get to go for a walk. I mean, and obviously good for my health as well. So that to me is just a great self-care technique that I need. I can tell if I haven't done it.
Love it. Well, let's remind everyone, Merri, how we can reach you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm on my socials. You can find me on MKG Parent Coach by that handle on both Facebook and Instagram, MKG Parent Coach. My website is the same, mkgparentcoach.com. And by my name, it's a interesting spelling, Merri, Merri. Guggisberg is my LinkedIn. So I'd love to connect with you on any of those. When you visit my website, there is a calendar link, and you can just select that and we can jump into a call and let's talk about self-care. What are you doing? Or, oh my gosh, it's a foreign language and I need help. That's how I get to help parents show up for their kiddos.
All right, now let's put this to work now. The better we make ourselves feel, trickle down effect, we're going to parent better. I'm assuming this is where we're getting to, right?
You got it. Exactly. Yeah, it's helping parents have that language to know that, one, I'm modeling healthy self-care. If my kiddo is like burning the candle on every way possible, whether it's academic, sports, involvement in extracurriculars, thinking they had to do it all, well, where are they learning that?
Yeah.
So what am I modeling? And helping parents now have language to show up with that wonder and use your family values as your guideline around those boundaries and setting healthy boundaries. And then I hope next time we can talk about screens, because we're going to talk about screens and sleep. So that'll be our next touch, because how am I modeling that for my own kiddos?
So true. All right. So now more along the lines of self-care, let's talk about how it's working, how it's benefiting your clients and parents and children overall.
Yeah, just helping families take that time to name their own emotions. You know, the phrase, right? Name it to tame
Yep.
it, or you can't pour from an empty cup. So feel it to heal it. I can give all kinds, right?
Mm-hmm.
The more we say, wow, what am I feeling in my body? Where am I feeling it? And how I've guided clients is sometimes they're like, Merri, I must not have any emotions because I can't feel it anywhere in my body. And as soon as we start unpacking that we're going to do an exercise. I'm going to name off 5 emotions and I want you to just sit, let them sink in and tell me where you feel it. And suddenly they're like, oh, that's why I
Oh.
clench my jaw.
Mm-hmm.
That's why my stomach has this tightness when I hear that. Hey, in Minnesota, for a lot of kiddos, today was the first day of school. I know now why I was up at the bus stop clenching my fists, because that's one way I show my anxiety. That's one way I show my fear. That's one way I have, or my celebration. And I can't stop smiling because I'm excited. My kindergartner was excited to go to school today. My middle schooler walked in and said, I got this. I mean, we get to celebrate with our kids and we walk through the challenges.
It's so true. Oh my goodness, it really is. And now it's back to school. I mean, how are your parents struggling now? I mean, my kids go back to school tomorrow. That's a
Yeah.
whole nother thing because the stress and anxiety of that. How are you
Yeah.
helping those? Yeah.
Sometimes, we get down to that nitty gritty, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
helping them literally, what is your calendar management tool? And we walk through, oh, well, I don't even have a calendar. I have a paper calendar. I put it on Post-its and then I lose the Post-it. So it's helping them get organized and then helping giving them the tools to say, okay, kiddo, here's how we're going to, wow, you have 4 things this week, which means we only get to have family dinner one night this week. Well, we value family dinner. How can we work with this and make it a more manageable schedule? And I highly encourage ownership with the kiddo. We're going to have a conversation and helps us know our kiddos, what they value and how we can support their growth too.
Which is what we have to do. Do you want to talk about some of the clients in particular, or what else, Mary, did you have for us today? We still got
Yeah.
plenty of time.
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you. Well, one thing I'd like to call out too, as part of that self-care, is I encourage parents to use the acronym that I came up with, is PAUSE. So I even have on my Facebook private page, we do parent pause messages. So they're quick little video messages. So it's helping parents be present.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of this whole coaching that I get to do, right? And it's that opportunity to, where I was talking about the emotions. What am I feeling? Where am I feeling in my body? Do I need to step away in this 30 seconds and catch my own breath? Maybe run my hands under some warm or cool water, depends on what emotion I'm feeling, and helps bring my brain back in alignment.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can walk back in. Maybe I'm telling my kiddo, I just need a second, or I'm going to do a do-over. And that's all fair. That's totally fair. That's being attentive. So that's the A. P is present. A is attentive. So what is everyone in the room feeling? Then U is understand. And I love understand is that listen to understand, not reply. So I'm going to listen with everything. I might be formulating what I'm going to say, but before I blurt them out, I want to do that wonder, sit in that curiosity. Okay. Then S is support. We already talked about self-care for me, and what I'm hoping I can encourage my listeners is build that circle of support. Who is in your care circle? And sometimes it involves professionals like a coach, right? Like a pediatrician, like a therapist. Who is in your circle to make that support? And then E is explore. Explore solutions together. So having those conversations, having that understanding that, kiddo, your voice matters. You matter. I want to show up for you and give you tools to move forward so that you truly feel comfortable in the skin you're given.
My goodness. How did you come up with this? Where did you get this from as a parent coach? Come on.
Yeah. Well, I was trained, and
I was like, where
I
do the
just,
secrets come from?
yeah, thank you. But it's multiple times. It's just different touches on different research that I've done, and it's what really resonates with my clients who can't take pause. Just pause. And then you're like, oh, I can walk through those 5 letters really fast. And it might be while I'm doing my deep breaths, I'm practicing tightening my hands and then letting them go. I'm doing my breaths by tracing my fingers. What inhale, exhale while you're doing that. Whatever you're teaching your kiddo obviously applies to yourself.
So it does. Yeah.
Thanks.
What are some of the biggest challenges you see as a parent coach? What are we doing wrong? Should be, maybe not wrong. We
Yeah.
need work on, not to put
Yeah.
ourselves down, but yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, there's a few reasons parents come to me. One is screens, and when we talk next time, I'd love to dive a little bit into screen management. The pandemic made it really challenging, right? We had to be on screens. So screens is a big challenge. Parents not understanding their own emotions so that it does turn into what I call flip your lid. Like, this is my brain, and I'm going to flip my lid. And when we have that opportunity to say, wow, I'm feeling discouraged right now. I'm feeling fearful. I'm feeling joyous.
Yeah.
Anger and joy are the same ways in your brain. They trigger the same way in your brain, and having to explore those. So having that opportunity, parents come to me because now we're starting school, homework challenges. My kiddo will do their homework, but they won't turn it in, or they won't do their homework. How do I get them to do their homework instead of gaming? I mean, we can walk through a lot of real life parent situations. We could go with older kiddos, and it's that first time behind the wheel. I gave them the keys and I'm just all jitters because, and how we work through all of those emotions too.
Got it. And Merri, remind us how we can reach you.
Yeah, please find me on mkgparentcoach.com. Facebook, it's by the same. And then I have a private group, MKG private group, that you can jump in. And we were started with talking about self-care.
Yeah.
That's that online village. That's that group that is going to be there to help you. My 7th grader won't do their homework. Help me. How do I need some support? And parents can chime in and write to each other too.
I love that aspect because that's it. You got it. You know what I loved about, well, now again, you finally meet people, your kids start going to school, you meet other parents, you don't feel so alone. There's something wrong with the homework. You've reached out to someone on the group list, but being a first time parent, gosh, going through it all, it's so difficult. But could you share how many children you have and a little bit about your background?
Yep, with pleasure. So I have 2. They are now young adults. And background, wow, I was in ministry. So I did 10 years as a youth director and was blessed to accompany kiddos in that middle school through first 4 years out of high school, and their parents, because parents were like, I don't know where to turn. What do we do? So that really is what sparked becoming a parent educator and now a parent coach. Parents were looking for that hand holding in individual situations. They come to me frequently because of attending my either in-person or virtual workshops. And then they're like, help me apply this more. It's super fun, and it's a joy to see the parents' growth, and then hear that the relationship went from slamming doors to, hey, we can all sit at the table and have a dinner together and talk about our highs and lows for the day.
I love that. So, you gain the wisdom, the knowledge, and then you decide to go get certified and do this as a career. And how many years you've been in business at MKG?
Yep. So this is the 2nd year, but I've been a parent educator for close to 20.
Amazing.
When you think of all those beautiful parents that I hung out with during ministry time, and truly, that was my parent education job was with a nonprofit.
Oh, I love it. Oh, my goodness. And out of Minnesota. I know. Where did you grow up originally?
Wisconsin, super close.
All right. So not too far.
Yeah.
And,
but what's fun, Jill, is I have to share with you, I was a dairy farm daughter. My parents were dairy farmers. And so talk about the opportunity to work alongside your parents and see the highs and the lows of running your own business. Ooh, I got all aspects of running your own business. And then I'm the youngest of 4, which the one thing is I'm the only one who's adopted in my family. So it's that navigating my own identity in that. And my sister is probably one of my closest friends. and calling out friendships. The two kiddos, you can kind of see there, my two kiddos, that was always my hope, is that as they grew up, that they would be friends. And I will happily share that they text and call each other. They share their social media because my son is in Madison, Wisconsin, and my daughter lives here in the Twin Cities. And they are friends now. And they're friends with my husband and I, which is even super exciting because we've moved to a different stage of parenting.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait.
It's
Yeah. And right now it mostly is, I mean, when did kids go back to school in Minnesota? Are they back already or is it this week?
it's all over the board. Some kids in public schools went a couple weeks ago. Some kids started today.
Okay.
Majority in my area, like geographic area, did start today. Though I had a call this morning and her son starts tomorrow. So it's across the board.
And the stresses that go with that, with parents and kids, and the anxiety. Any advice to, getting your kid to school and how you handle that? Because my little guy has anxiety. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I hate school. It's so stressful the first day. To get over that, what do you recommend?
Yeah. Oh, well, first I show up with that support and love, and his emotion is real. And then I go into what are you worried about? What is that concern? And then listen, just listen. We're not going to fix it for him. Remember, we're just going to listen and then explore with him. We're practicing that pause right there, being present. We're attentive. We're listening to understand. We're going to maybe ask for support. Honey, do you need support to walk into that classroom together tomorrow? Do you need me to walk and be with you? Who at school is that go-to person for you? And that's that opportunity to explore together. So we just walked through the pause right there. So, I wish him well. And you taking that time for you and just being present for yourself and for him models huge.
It does. It does. All right. Well, thank you so much. Always a pleasure to have you here. We still got 3 minutes left. I don't want to cut you short. So how did you want to kind of end off for today?
Yeah. And maybe it's that giving yourself permission to pause. Take the time, explore what you personally need, and then whether it's practicing a breath, whether it's scheduling a yoga class, whether it's getting the pedicure, whatever you need, and then safeguarding that. When you're teaching your kiddos the importance, like mom needs self-care too, and that's okay. It could be you go for a run, whatever your thing is, and letting your kiddos know that to be the best me, I know I need to take a walk in nature. Oh, let me step out of the room and now I can come back. It's being okay to say, time out. I need to do this for me so I can be the best me for you. And that's a beautiful modeling. Beautiful.
That sounds awesome. Thank you so much. Again, Merri, how do we reach you at MKG?
Yeah, you can find me at mkgparentcoach.com. I have a Facebook and Instagram page by both MKG Parent Coach. Love to talk to and celebrate parenting and those challenges and wondering. So many parents wonder if they're doing it right.
Yes, that's so true. And you make it seem so calm, though. You make us feel good. And you got this way about you that is so calming. Because I'm more the frantic type of parent. I still haven't learned how to be calm. I think that does come with some age and experience. I hope.
And successes that you'll see and experience with your own kiddos. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And who's in your village, remember? So I'd love to be a part of all those parents' villages. It's great.
Thank you again. Have a fantastic day. And to all of our listeners, stay tuned. More of the show's coming up.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.